Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about the golden thread, how meditation can become this golden thread that goes through your life and kind of holds the whole thing together and gives it meaning. And that's really what we want from it. We want a deep meaning, a deep realization, a deep understanding from our meditation. So how do we get that? Well, it begins with 5 minutes a day, and that's it. And this is the story I love to tell about meditation. So let's get into it. Now, there are teachers out there in meditation who will not take students who will not meditate under 6 hours a day. You have to meditate 6 hours a day. Meditating for a long time can be very good, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes the only way that you're going to get the answer that you're looking for is to keep running the experiment a lot and for a large portion of your day. And that is finally going to reveal to you the actual skill. But I've already given that to you. You see, I've given you the skills of heart rate variability resonance, sitting very still, noticing the 4 proofs are in the body. You have to be here. You have to be present. You have to be in your meditation. You know, a lot of times we run a meditation experiment like this. Yes, I'm meditating, and I could do that thing today. Oh, meditation. Yeah, I'm meditating. Oh, what about that other thing? That's how we run our meditation, right? But when you notice the 4 proofs, you're actually here. When you control the breath and you keep it under 7 breaths per minute, and so you're doing this very long breathing with the out breath longer, and your heart gets into resonance with your breath, and then you notice the 4 proofs, well, you're actually present for all of that, aren't you? Isn't that amazing? And so it takes a very little bit of time compared to a lot of time to get a result and to realize the benefit of your meditation. And that's what we want. We want the skills of meditation to begin to stack up. Okay, I've got my heart rate variability resonance going on. I've got the 4 proofs, which are telling me that the heart rate variability is working correctly. I'm sitting very still, and so I'm starting to get a little bit of that freeze response, and I'm starting to get little signs that maybe I'm entering into the tranquil breath. And all of this I'm doing with the Om Japa, and so I'm starting to get a little bit of the roll-up of consciousness, right? We don't care so much about the roll-up of the energy to the top of the head. Yeah, that's great, that's fine, but that's just the energy. What about your consciousness? Did you get your consciousness to roll up? Did you feel like your sense of self rose into your heart, and then rose into your throat, and then rose into your medulla, and maybe you'll even feel it rise up to the top of your head? If you do, wonderful. That is the roll-up of consciousness. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. It's easier to notice the energy, right? So the energy, we usually notice it first. So if you notice the energy, great. Okay, what about the bliss? What about the consciousness? That's the next question after you feel a little bit of energetic movement. Maybe you just feel tingling all over the entire body. That's part of the freeze response. That is beautiful. That's one of the possible expressions of the freeze response. So all of these skills stack up, and the amount of time it takes you to get into a deep place in meditation begins to shrink. And so you don't need these huge swaths of time. And then the other day, I had a beautifully honest question from one yogi. He said, sometimes I'm really into my meditation practice, and I really sit down and I go for 20 minutes, I go for an hour, I go for an hour and a half. It's beautiful. And then other days I come to my meditations like, I really don't feel it today. So what should I do on those days? Should I just power through it? Or what should I do? What should I do? What do I do in that circumstances? No, I said, don't power through it. So first, set your minimum. What is my minimum every single day? Between the hare and the tortoise wins. So what is my minimum of meditation that I'm going to set for myself every day? And I like to recommend 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5 minutes of heart rate variability resonance. Let that be your minimum. I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to pair up the breath and the heart and get into that resonance. And I'm going to look for one of the 4 proofs, right? That's what I'm going to look for every single day. And that becomes the golden thread through your life. And when you come to your meditation and you don't feel like you're really into it, so you're not going to do your longer meditation on that day. You're going to just have a short little meditation. So you keep your minimum, you keep the golden thread. And on those days when you're really not into it, mix it up. What have you been doing? Have you been doing Kriya Yoga with Om Japa every day? Okay, do heart rate variability resonance on that day. Oh, you've been doing heart rate variability resonance and today you don't know if you're into it? Do the cute baby meditation. Sit down with a beautiful picture of a baby or a chihuahua. Do the chihuahua meditation. Sit down with a cute baby or a chihuahua or a puppy or a kitten or something that just, you look at it and you go, "Aww," and then hold on to that feeling, that "aww." Hold on to that as long as possible and do that over and over again. Practice that over and over again for 5 minutes. Now you've done your meditation. You have done some of the Buddhist metta or the bhakti of the yogi, and you're awakening that left amygdala, the center of bliss and joy and pure love in the brain. You're strengthening that part of your brain. You're lifting a little bit of weights, right? For your brain. That's what meditation is. It's really kind of like weights for your brain, okay? And so at least we did some, right? We stuck some in there. And that joy is going to bring you back. But if you power through, you begin to divide yourself, right? We have a whole video on this. We begin to divide our house, and a house divided cannot stand, right? So when you divide yourself like you don't want to be there, but you're forcing yourself to be there, that will lead to hating your meditation practice. If you do that for years, you do it once, you do it twice, okay, fine. But you do it for years and years, and it will divide you. I love meditation. I hate meditation. You don't want to be in that area because then I have to come in and I have to fix you. I have to be the remedial teacher and wind you back, and let's get to loving meditation again. Can we get back there? So I'm teaching you how to love your meditation for the rest of your life. That's what I hope for you, is that you love it for the rest of your life. Some of my students are very young, and sometimes they get really into meditation, then other times they want to go out, they want to be active, they want to pursue their dreams, they want to pursue their goals. Absolutely go for that. Don't shut yourself down for your spiritual path, because then your definition of spirituality becomes a turning off. And you're not going to flourish in your life with that kind of definition of spirituality. So instead of turning yourself off, why don't we quiet ourselves so that we can more fully enjoy the beauty and wonder that is our lives? Can we really be here now without the mountain of our past, the burden of our past? Can we clear that out by doing the Om Japa in the chakras? Maybe we're following the timeline therapy walkthrough, and we're clearing out the lower centers, right? We're clearing out the past. And now we can really be here, and we can really notice the beauty and joy that is life. Now, life is hectic. Life has ups and horrible downs. It's undeniable. but can you find the little bit of beauty in it? Can you notice when somebody does something for you, how gorgeous and beautiful that is? Can you notice that? Because if you can't, it means that your mind is in the gutter. And if your mind is just into the negative, you will not appreciate the joy and beauty and the miracle of kindness that is often all around us. But when we quiet ourselves down and we clean ourselves out and we're really here in the moment, that little kindness that you overlooked before will hit you like a ton of bricks. And so it's not a shutting down of our lives. It's a blossoming of our lives and the awareness of what is actually taking place. And it's kind of beautiful. So sometimes you will want to be the yogi and shut your door and close the curtains and put on the earplugs and sit down and just be alone and away from the world. And find in yourself the well of stillness and silence and bliss. That's what it's all about, right? Finding that well inside of yourselves. And sometimes you're going to want to be out and be active and have fun with your friends and be joyful. And that is the blossoming of your life. So you go inside, you go into the stillness, you go into the quiet, and then you come back out and you are transformed. The little kindnesses, the little things that you are grateful for, the little pieces of love, you piece them all together and make them your own, and life is beautiful. You begin to find the meaning in your life, and it's all because of this little golden thread. So don't look at it as this huge burden, because the burden will destroy your practice. It will divide you. Look at it as something fun and interesting and a journey inside. It's a process. So I give you lots and lots of processes. And the idea is that there's a main chunk in that, all right? There's a main chunk which is very valuable. The heart rate variability, the 4 proofs, the sitting very still. These are the beginning chunks that will propel your practice forward. But I give you all of these practices, these different practices, so that you have tool after tool after tool in your back pocket, and you can just pull them out at any time. And when your meditation is a little bit dry, okay, so I'm in meditation, and out of nowhere, I understand, I don't hear, but I understand the voice of Divine Mother. It's a feminine voice. Now, it's the voiceless voice. So I know it, but I don't actually hear it. So it's not like I'm hearing words. It's like I'm knowing words. It's a very strange thing, but that's, when you listen to Saint Teresa of Avila and she's talking about the voiceless voice, that's what she's talking about. That experience. It's a very strange thing. You don't hear words, but you know words, and they're actual words. You know, I remember perfectly the words. It's not a vision that I then translate into words. It's words. So I'm sitting in meditation, and out of nowhere, Divine Mother, I hear her voice, I know her voice, and she goes, "You're kind of dry in your meditations." I'm like, really? Really, I'm kind of dry. Okay, noted. Thank you very much. I am going to work on this for sure. I mean, that's like the worst comment you can get at a date anywhere, right? It's like, you're kind of dry. So when you come to meditation and I'm not that into it today, maybe you're a little bit dry. And so, how can you spice up your meditation? How can you reinvent your meditation? How can you have fun today with your meditation? Tomorrow I'm going to go back to my basics. I love the basics. Basics work. That's why I love them. Heart rate variability resonance, 4 proofs, sitting very still, Om Japa in the chakras. Those things work. They work every time. But sometimes we just got to have fun and just explode and just experiment and enjoy our practice. Make it something that you love. Make it your own. And that will give you so much meaning and joy inside of it. So I give you all these practices, right? Pull one out. Cute baby meditation. I love this thing. Try that on. Make that your whole meditation for the day. Okay, today I'm just gonna do free flowing Om Japa. Which chakra? I don't know. Let's pull the roulette and find out. Oh, we're doing the heart. Oh, we're doing the third chakra. Oh, we're doing the first chakra. Oh, we're doing the medulla. Oh, we're doing the throat. Just have fun. Just go around and Om everywhere and see what happens. Spend more time with one chakra. It doesn't matter. You cannot mess up from the medulla down, okay? From the medulla to the coccyx, those 6 chakras, it's an insurance policy built into what Lahiri Mashaya was teaching. You cannot go wrong with those 6 chakras. And so you just Om in all over. Just have fun with it. Make it a free flow Om project. I'm just going to do the higher self training today. I'm just going to go through that progression and do the angel exercise. That's all I'm going to do today. Have fun with it. I'm just going to contemplate expansion. Usually that's the end of my meditation, right? But today I'm going to begin with it just to have fun. Can I just put my mind on expansion, on spaciousness, on omnipresence? Can I put my mind on that for just a moment? Can I contemplate that for just a moment? I'm just going to go into my backyard and practice Hakala and stare at the trees for 5 minutes. I'm just going to put my feet in the dirt and ground myself for 5 minutes and feel if the inflammation that's in my body, that most bodies have it a little bit of, does it go down? Can I feel the inflammation go down as I put my feet into the dirt? Can I feel the charge of inflammation that's in the body? Can I feel it go down? Can I go into a park and look and see the whole park and say, where is the most alpha wave going on? Which part of the park feels the most relaxed? And it's because nature produces an alpha wave, and you can feel it, you can see it. Look in the park and go, where is the alpha wave that is coming out of nature? Where is it? And then go sit there and enjoy that alpha wave for 5 minutes. That's a beautiful little tiny practice, right? I never gave that one before, so that's fun. I'm just going to pray to my Ishta Devata for 5 minutes. I'm just going to pray and have fun. And at first it's a little awkward, you know, it's like that first date. You like sports? Oh wait, you're a girl. Do you like cheese? I love cheese. Do you love cheese? I love cheese. You know, your first date's a little bit awkward, right? So but eventually you actually have a conversation and you get into it, and there's a camaraderie in your date, and that's what you're looking for in prayer. So when your first prayers are awkward and you don't know what to say, and I am here, you know, just show up to the prayer. Hey, I'm here. I don't know how to do this prayer thing, but man, I'm here. Okay, I just showed up. And showing up is so much a success, isn't it? Isn't that what all the successful entrepreneurs tell us? Just show up, first of all. Just show up. And so spend a little 5 minutes in an awkward prayer and have fun with that. Oh my God, I'm so awkward. Isn't that hilarious? And that's how you make your practice fun and interesting and joyful. And it will keep drawing you back. And you'll become more interested, and you'll become more skillful over time because you're working those skills. And so your 5 minutes becomes 10 minutes, and your 10 minutes becomes 20 minutes, and your 20 minutes becomes an hour. And then you go so deep into the freeze response that you don't even care. You begin to go into the right brain, and you lose time in the right brain. And you don't even know how long. How long did I meditate? I don't know. I think it was 5 minutes. Oh my God, I looked at my watch and it was an hour. What are you talking about? I was not in there for an hour. That's time shrinking, and it takes place because you're contacting the right brain, right? Maybe you meditate 5 minutes, like, oh my God, that was so quiet. That was like 2 hours, right? That was like 2 hours. It was so quiet and silent. I felt so good. And you look at your clock, Oh, it's 5 minutes. Okay, that's time dilation, and it happens because you're getting in contact with the right brain, and you're so quiet and so silent. You lose the perception of time. Time takes place as a function of memory in the left brain. All right? So when you lose time or you shrink time, either way, it's because you're becoming in contact with the right brain. That's how you keep this golden thread of meditation in your life. And you don't beat yourself up to it. It's your lifeline. You keep coming back to it. You keep coming back every day. The tortoise wins the race, not the hare. We don't care about the people. I meditated 6 hours today. Okay. I meditated. I did 108 kriyas. Okay, what did you get out of it? Nothing. Why don't you concentrate on skill? That will get you somewhere, right? That's the golden thread, the skill of meditation, the skill of putting the body into the low idle state, the skill of noticing the 4 proofs, the skill of sitting very still. These skills, they compound. You get the tranquil breath, the freeze response, the roll-up of consciousness. And then you're really cooking, right? Then you're really going deep. And the meaning that you pull out of it becomes the golden thread in your life. And life goes up and life goes down, but the golden thread persists. And suddenly the higher self is giving you answers. It's giving you direction. You're getting the download phase, right? Ashok told me, he said, go up into the medulla and Google God. That's the download phase. That's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching a progression into that in the higher self training, right? That's what I'm trying to teach. How do you do that, right? Go up into the medulla and Google God. That's how he explained it. But I'm giving you a progression for it to push it to happen more easily in your meditations. Because sometimes it's a gaping hole in our meditation, right? We don't have that higher self guidance. So how do you get into that? Through the higher self training, talking to the higher self. That becomes the golden thread through our lives. Things come, things go, but the thread remains, and it fills your life with meaning. It fills your life. You know, Mitrananda, he told me, a lot of these things are going to make a lot more sense as you get older. Because I came into the ashram quite young, right? So he's, this is going to make more and more sense. I thought it made a lot of sense already, but he's like, this is going to make more and more sense as you get older. And so we have ups, we have downs, but the real questions of life are not easily answered. The real questions, who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? How does the universe work? What is the purpose of the universe? What is the purpose of me? All of these are metaphysical questions, and they're not easily answered, but that golden thread will answer them over time. Over time, the golden thread will answer those questions. And so, they say the very best diet is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And so the very best meditation is not a prescription for so many hours. It is a lifestyle that you embrace through the golden thread, through 5 minutes a day, or 10 minutes a day, or 20 minutes a day. As it ebbs and flows, it's going to ebb and flow. And it's okay to ebb and flow that way. In fact, it's preferred rather than forcing yourself into a slot of time. So I hope you love this. I hope that you embrace the golden thread in your life, and it gives you profound meaning in your life and profound answers. Joy and bliss to you today until I see you next time.